We are back, and we just finished watching 2022's Do Revenge, currently streaming on, was it Netflix?
Netflix.
We literally just watched this movie.
I understand that, but I completely forgot if it was, I don't know. It's rated TVMA and clocks in at 1 hour and 58 minutes. There's a bit of cursing. I mean, not a lot, but there's some foul language, some implied sexual suggestion, drug use, blah, blah, blah. This is the story of Drea Torres, who is played by Camila Mendes, who is sort of like the popular girl at the school and has an outrageous fall from grace. And in comes in this other girl, Eleanor, played by Hawke, who then concocts a plan to get revenge on everybody that's ever wronged either one of them. So they decide that they will go after each other's tormentor and make them pay.
Take them down, yep.
Take them down. I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. What did you think of this?
I thought it was okay. It got a little twisty there at the end. Probably my only complaint is it got twisty to the point where I don't know how... I don't want to... Like, the relationships with people at the end were sort of like...
Very muddied.
No.
Oh.
So you have the story. Mm-hmm. It's a revenge thing. And then things get really twisty there. Mm-hmm. And it's twisty to a point where, in my mind, I don't know if forgiveness could be had after that.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. It's sort of like, okay, we've kind of all gone a little bit too far now.
Yes, everyone went off the deep end. But there is forgiveness, apparently.
But, yeah,
because then the enemies become friends.
Yeah, I guess they wanted it to wrap everything up in a nice little bow, and it's okay. It's just sort of like, I don't know, it felt like the twistiness.
Too much?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go in that direction, go in that direction. Don't, like, go in that direction and then make a U-turn and then make a U-turn and a U-turn. Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah, I think I was really on board until when? Until, like, almost the end. I think when the big twist happens and then somebody has to follow through. I think that's when I started to, like, yeah.
Yeah, they were getting a little too complicated.
Yeah.
And then there was like a car accident, and it was just like, okay, you can't really plan out how a car accident is going to result.
Somebody could have died there.
Somebody could have died.
Exactly. So that when you said the thing about there shouldn't have been forgiveness, I absolutely 100% agree, because guess what? I survived, but that could have gone down really, really badly.
Yeah, you're going full on psychotic, and then suddenly it's just like, you know what? Maybe I'm not a psycho.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably it was kind of an entertaining story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they went a little bit too twisty for their own good, and maybe a little bit they could have cut some stuff out. I think it would have been better.
Yeah, I think it went on a little too long. I think, you know what? When the big twist reveal happens, they could have just ended it there. Like, oh.
Yeah, and like it was that was another thing. It's like you don't really, at that point, everybody who you're rooting for, you're like, can I root for this person anymore?
Right.
It just got really gray and muddy.
Yeah.
It was like suddenly I'm watching The Northman.
I was going to say like a crazy version of The Usual Suspects.
Not really, because The Usual Suspects, it was just, okay, we're going there and people are dying. And that's it. It's done. Yeah. It's finished.
And then you have like that big reveal at the end.
Big reveal at the end, and it's awesome.
Right, because it's like, oh my God.
Everything made sense. Everything was lined up perfectly.
Right.
This was depending upon people, I guess, I don't know, maybe it's like, the studio was just like, hey, we got to have a happy ending. I
guess. Which bled into the credits, because then you see what happens to Eleanor and Drea and their respective love lives, I guess.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, so not to go off on a tangent, but you and I had seen Thoroughbreds, and that's also sort of like a teen revenge story.
Mm-hmm.
Which did you think was better, this or that?
I enjoyed this better.
Okay. The writing was definitely...
The writing was sharper. The dialogue was good. It was like sort of over the top in, I guess, showing off this sort of like fictional high school where everybody is just like hyper woke.
Yeah.
But
But also a maniac.
But also, yeah, full of sociopaths and social climbers and completely unself-aware people. Yeah, full of narcissists.
Yeah. Which is a theme definitely in this film. And it's funny because you think that your heroes here have legitimate gripes, and they do to an extent, but they themselves are narcissists.
Yeah, they become psychotic.
And is it the age thing, you think, or is it just that's who they are?
You know what? At least I remember when I was in high school, you come up with these like grand, crazy things where everything's an extreme, but you never really follow through with them or have the wherewithal to complete these master plans of yours. But it's just sort of fantasy, and this is like the fantasy made real because it's a Hollywood movie.
Sure. I'm gonna go around the table and get impressions. Gigi, what did you think of this film?
I really liked this film until the end.
Yeah.
The end made me so angry.
Yeah.
Well, what part about the end? The fact that she turns down the you know what, or the fact of where everybody ended up?
Well,
Like if at the end she's speaking to the counselor and then she's like, yes, that's great.
that would have made me happy. Yeah.
That would have made it. So it wasn't the actual plot ending. It was just sort of that detail that bothered.
Yeah, because she went through all this, like she snapped because this thing was taken away from her. And then when it is presented back to her, she's like, I don't need this anymore. That's dumb. She should have taken that opportunity. She's a complete idiot.
Yeah. Well, I think what they're going for there is that, oh, she's not the same person she once was.
I guess. But that wasn't a satisfying character arc, in my opinion. I liked how Max got screwed over, but even though he found his group at the end, I would have preferred that he just, like, lived in a basement for the rest of his life.
In
Alone.
total social rejection by everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he was my least favorite character. But
He is the enemy.
yeah.
Yeah, he's the total jerk.
Yeah, it's funny because when
He's
we
like the
started,
David Spader
He's
of-
a douche.
he is a douche. It was funny because at the beginning we're all just throwing out, oh, it's gonna be Tara. She's the one behind all this. Oh, it's gonna be this person or the other person.
Yeah, I thought it was Tara until her and Max are about to have sex, and then she starts talking about Drea, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. I don't think
Yeah. She wouldn't feel guilt.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she still acted in a way that was not cool. I mean,
Yes,
she basically
she did make mistakes.
she made many mistakes, and it was weird because it was like, I don't know. I guess does the code not exist in high school? You don't go after
It's
your
people-
friends.
Exes.
Exes?
Yeah, no.
I don't think that really mattered in this because you're talking about this like popularity cliques, and she was in the top clique of the school, so she's not gonna sacrifice that for a friendship, which goes to the whole thing about everybody being superficial and a user and whatnot. So even though we're such great friends, she really wasn't. They were all using each other. You can't really have a friendship based upon just what can you do for me.
Guess
I
that's
mean-
how it is in high school.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
It is,
people-
but that's not a true friendship. That's
True.
that's
True.
different.
I was gonna say that feels commonplace in the high school multiverse.
Yeah. I mean, when you're young, you're
Stupid.
young and stupid and superficial. That's
Sure.
just how it is.
Yeah.
You eventually, through life experience, you grow and change and become. I'm not who I was in high school. Are you who you were in high school?
No, not at all. Not at all. Although
you
Buffy
will be
made it
different.
seem like 17 is your peak year. I was like, what?
That. Oh my
I was
God.
like, what? What are you
That
talking
advice
about?
that
Buffy.
Buffy the schoolmaster gives at the end
Buffy the
of
schoolmaster.
the movie was the worst.
Worst.
And your life peaks at 17.
What?
What?
Stay lost for as long as you
Stay
can.
lost for as long as you can. What kind of crap advice is that to give somebody
know.
trying to go out and they're, oh, here's this magnificent opportunity. Nah, I actually don't want this magnificent. You made the right choice. 17 is where it's at. It's all downhill from here, kid.
No.
That's like the
Stay lost.
that's like the Al Bundy school of thought.
Seriously, that's the advice that
God.
like the
The
drifter,
headmaster.
the alcoholic
school.
drifter gives to a kid who's just like, yeah, kid, don't worry about it. Just do whatever you want. The government's gonna screw you over no matter what.
Well, in defense of the story, I'm assuming this takes place in Florida, and Florida is gonna Florida. So I don't know, you know.
What do you mean Florida is gonna Florida?
People
You'll
understand.
understand
Yeah,
one day.
people understand what that means. Trust me.
Yeah. Serious, that was the worst advice I've ever heard.
I know. I was like,
and
and you're in charge of the school? What?
17 is where your life peaks. Is the best time of your life when you're 17. No. If you're
No.
doing it right,
Yeah.
no.
Unless your name is Al Bundy.
Yeah, unless your name is Al Bundy. 4 touchdowns in a single game.
Did you have a favorite character, G? Did I ask you that?
I mean, I'd say Drea, but she made me so angry at the end of the film. So probably Eleanor. In stories, this is gonna sound weird, but I've always liked the manipulative one who's in control. That sounds awful.
No, it doesn't. It's good strategy, right?
Well, they're the
You
most
wanna be the one
they're the
that's-
most interesting characters.
Right.
Yeah.
The character that's controlling the narrative is the one that you kind of root for,
Right.
whether they're good or evil.
And it's like more points if you don't know it at first and it's revealed later
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Agreed,
'cause
agreed.
That makes it even more interesting.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You sort
I
of,
did
like-
not see that coming at all.
No, I don't think any of us did. Yeah. That whole reveal was like, what? Without giving spoilers, do you have a favorite scene in this or
Max's downfall.
Max's down? Oh, fair enough. What did we think about the costuming in this film?
Some of it was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
like,
school uniform looks like
I've
that?
never,
Yeah,
well,
that was
school, like I've never
I-
seen a world where kids in high school nobody wore black.
Yeah.
Everybody's wearing
Yeah,
these
that's
bright
ridiculous.
pastel colors.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. Is that
Well, it
a
is Florida. I mean, Florida is very pastel-y.
Yeah, I mean it's Miami too, right?
Yeah.
Isn't-
And
aren't
it's a
all the-
private
aren't
school,
all
so
the-
they're
aren't
wearing
all the
uni-
buildings in Miami just
Just
painted like.
pastel colors, yeah. Yeah.
And at the
Even
end,
the cars.
at the end, Max's shirt, he
Oh
wasn't
my
paying
God.
for Charlie Murphy's team.
Oh my god. I don't know what I was gonna
Exactly.
say.
He was
I
on the
did
blouses team.
about the costumes. I did like Drea's dress at the party. I thought it was a nice color.
Yes. The what is
Oh,
it? Like a
the big
teal.
gold chain on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
that was nice dress.
But although, okay, I understand that these kids are privileged and most of them are rich, although Drea was the exception.
Scholarship
But-
kid.
Still, I mean, they all not one blemish, not one set
yeah.
of braces.
They're actors.
I understand that, but
Abs.
like,
It's a movie
yes, exactly.
about a perfect high school.
and no one had like everyone had flawless skin and
I didn't
not a
even-
bad hair
I didn't
day.
even see anybody with braces.
No.
You say no bad hair days, but I didn't. Max's hair was weird. I didn't like his hair.
But it was the style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
He's-
was.
he's-
I mean, the only one who kind of did a 360 as far as stylistically was Eleanor, because she
Yeah.
came into the school looking like a hot wreck,
Yeah.
which I found
Yes.
interesting that Gabby would hit on. Like, you're just gonna automatically single out the one person that looks like they crawled out of a dumpster.
Guess you thought it was
Gabby
a nice
was
change of
Max's
pace.
sister.
Oh,
A nice
okay.
change of pace from all the flawless kids.
I guess.
Maybe.
And at one point, I thought she might be the
No,
heavy.
I never thought
Yeah, she had like no motive. Why would you do that?
I don't know. I mean, why did kids do what they do? Again, it's psychotic behavior. Olive G, did
True.
you like this film?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you like about it?
Probably have the revenge part, like how they're gonna get revenge on these people.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
getting revenge on people.
Oh,
Satisfying.
okay. Well, I hope you're not doing it too much because.
No.
I highly doubt Olivia is going through revenge plans as advanced as this.
Okay. Yes. Yes. I hope not. Yeah. Did you have a favorite character?
What's her name? That one that was friends with the. Wait,
Drea or Eleanor?
who's Eleanor and who's Drea?
Eleanor is the
Eleanor.
one from Stranger Things.
Robin.
Robin from Stranger
Robin,
Things.
yeah.
You like Robin from
That's
Stranger
right.
Things? Yeah. I like seeing her and stuff. She's actually a pretty decent actress.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, she. I mean, I've only seen her in Stranger Things and this, I believe.
She's done other stuff, but I mean, she I feel like she's playing a type, right?
Yeah, she's not really going out of any sort of comfort zone. That's
No,
for sure.
she's
this
not.
Could
So
have
it'd be-
been, honestly, she could have been playing. She could have said, "Oh, my name's Robin. I'm from Hawkins,
Yeah.
Idaho, wherever the
Yeah,
hell,
Indiana.
Indiana."
Yeah.
And I would have been like, "Oh, okay."
I'm Idaho.
Oh my god.
But yeah, she's not really stretching her
Acting
her
chops.
character. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope she's not gonna end up getting typecast as just you're
high school.
the plain gay kid. You know, it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, she.
Yeah, I'd like to see her
she always carries herself. And the thing I liked about her in this was she really varied. Like
Yes.
she went from being she's like the awkward outcast to the confident social climber to what's going on?
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she in this movie, she's the one who
Does the
really
biggest-
has the most versatility as far as like what her character is, what her character's motives are.
Yeah. So
Which
she
was good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
She was
that's
definitely
talent.
interesting
Yeah.
to watch in this. Yeah. Her, like, the reveal from her was very interesting, I think, story-wise. I was on board until, the last 10, 15 minutes of the film?
Yeah, like I said, it just sort of got. I was probably say more than the last 15 minutes. It just sort of got muddy there, especially after the twist and especially after the car accident.
Yes.
And I was just like, why is anybody going along with plans anymore? It should just sort of be like, all right, let's just walk our separate ways.
Yeah.
This was fun, but it's over. And then there was like another half hour, which wraps everything up in a nice happy bow. So, yeah. I guess they didn't want to end it on a down note.
I guess. It's still weird, though. I mean, because it felt like it was going very dark, and it's kind of interesting to see that in a teen, quote unquote, teen movie. So if they had just blasted through, because like sometimes I think about like we haven't really watched this with the kids, but Heathers, right? Like that was a dark movie.
Yeah, but that was dark throughout. This
Right,
this
exactly,
Sort of like
exactly.
You're right. It sort of took this dark note, and then it was like, whoa, we
Well,
gotta
let's
rein
pull it
this back in
Yeah,
and pull
let's
it back into
Yeah.
the pastel happy.
Yeah, everyone
thing.
gets a happy ending.
Yeah.
Whereas in Heathers, you get resolution, but you don't really get a happy ending. And life is like that.
I think because Heather set a tone early with people just getting killed.
Yeah.
There was no killing in this movie.
No.
It was, honestly,
But
everything
there
was just
is-
embarrassment.
Yes, but I was going to say there's no death, but there is just
Social death.
social, which is almost
It's
as
even worse
traumatic.
for a teenager.
Right, because I mean, especially when you're that age, everything is just overblown and you feel everything 10 times more than what it should be, right?
Oh God, yeah, I remember back then thinking, like, oh,
My life is over.
I had a bad day. It's the
Yeah.
end of the world.
Yeah.
Let's. You look back 10 years later and you're like, oh, what the hell was I grumbling about?
Yeah.
I would kill to be that young again.
Yes, exactly.
with
exactly.
my current mindset.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess my impressions or my wrap up here is it was good for the most part. I was kind of not happy with the ending. Also, I want to touch again on the headmistress's messaging because I feel like, okay, I am a mature person. I was stupid at 17. Absolutely. Maybe I didn't think I was, but I was absolutely 100% stupid at 17. I shouldn't have been making very big decisions back then, at least not without guidance, right? And I think that, like you said, the person that you are at 17 isn't who you are at 25, at 35, at 45, at 55. And the goal should be to learn every day and mature and to be better, right?
Yeah, grow in a positive way.
Grow in a positive way. The messaging here was really wild to me because for the most part, people in this particular environment are born of privilege. That is still the 1%. The world isn't made up of, I mean, there are very rich people out there, absolutely. But the majority of the people that do the living and breathing and breeding and working and dying are not the 1%. So you don't have the luxury of, what was it? Be as lost as long as you can.
Be as lost as long as you can.
Yes.
17 is the best part of your life.
And 17 is a great age. You're still, if you're in a good family that loves you and takes care of you, you have the luxury in that respect to kind of figure out what you want your life path to be. But that also shouldn't be an excuse to be aimless and directionless, I think. So I think that bothered me at the end of that film, where she tells her that, because for most of us, we don't have families or relations of extreme wealth that are going to get us out of certain situations. So when you're confronted with these sort of things, it's going to be more traumatic. And I gotta be honest, I don't envy young people right now to grow up to live so much under the microscope of social media and the peer pressure and the toxicity. Is that even a word? Toxicity of just living in an age of so much technology is wild to me. I mean, I had a life before my cell phone.
Yeah.
And I really feel bad for everyone who's coming up now. I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk, and technology is great, but we're also losing something, and that's unfortunate. And so there's that aspect of it, but also from the perspective of, you can't just let life happen. You have to be an active participant, and you have to make plans, and you have to make decisions. What you want to major in college is not a decision that you can make at 45. I mean, you can, I guess, but by then
you should have had a job.
Yeah, and some kind of game plan. So
you can cruise through life until you're like in your late 30s and just be like, you know
yeah,
what?
I mean, unless
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
I'm gonna start buckling down.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're gonna spend the rest of your adulthood like just drifting in and out and hitchhiking and taking odd jobs and doing weird things here and there. I mean, if that's for you, I guess, but you know, a steady paycheck and some health benefits isn't such a bad thing either. So I don't know. I when I see messaging like this, it really bothers me, because it's like, it's not realistic.
Well, there's a lot that wasn't realistic about this movie. So
True.
It's just normally when you're dealing with like the fantasy social thing, they don't try and like slap on a message at the end of the movie,
right?
About, you know, oh, I'm proud of you that you decided to do this. Okay, you could be proud, but don't give her some horseshit advice about staying lost as long as you can.
Yeah. Oh God, that really annoys me. That really annoys me.
Some worst advice imaginable.
Yeah.
They could have just cut that entire scene out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, it was nice to see Buffy and like all that. That's why I asked you. I was like, was this supposed to take place in the 90s? Because a lot of that music was like older music.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on here?
Maybe that's just what they had the license to. I don't know. I'm sure whoever wrote it was probably our age.
I was going to say, I should have gotten into this. So this film is directed by Jennifer Kaytin Robinson, who I feel like I've seen that name before, with writing credits to Jennifer Kaytin Robinson and Celeste Ballard. So,
is it an original thing, or is it based on like a book or something?
No, it's an original thing. Oh, so she's one of the screenplay writers for Thor: Love and Thunder. That's where I saw her name.
I did not really like Thor: Love and Thunder.
No, you weren't paying attention. You know what? That's one of those movies where I think you have to watch it again and really look for
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. I told you my thing about it the following day. How the whole Jane.
This is
thing.
not a Thor: Love and
Yes,
Thunder
this
review.
is not. Thank you. Rein it in. Okay, so
let's get numbers.
I was going to say, did you have a favorite scene, Olive G, in watching this film?
Really?
Not really. What was your favorite outfit, since you're the fashion hound in the house?
That's hard.
Yeah. Drea's dress at the final party was nice.
Nah, it wasn't my favorite.
It wasn't your favorite? I thought that was awesome. I liked that dress.
No. I can't remember all the dresses. Like,
Okay.
I feel like there's more, but, like, I can't remember them all.
Yeah. Did you like that uniform?
Yes.
You did? Do you like it better than the uniform you currently wear for school?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I hate wearing uniforms, though.
Yeah. It's a requirement for school. Did you like the green uniform or the lavender?
Probably the lavender.
Fair enough. I will go around the table and get numbers. Gigi, 1 to 10, what did you think of this film?
I liked it a lot till the end, so I'll give it like an 8.
An 8. What about you, Olive J? 1 to 10.
I'd give it 8.
An 8. What about you?
I'd probably give this like a 6.5 or a 7.
I was gonna give it a 7. I think the writing was really decent. It was very strong. I just really didn't like. I didn't hate the ending, but I didn't like it. It just bothered me.
Yeah, that you mean that last scene with Buffy the headmistress?
Buffy, and then just like where it progressed after that. Like I felt, and I think the extra twist, like it was not necessary. Like I agree with you. They could have ended this film prior to where it ended.
Yeah, like I said, I think the twists were
There were too many.
They were interesting.
Yeah.
It was an interesting way to go, but I feel like there was no commitment to them.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, everybody's relationship at the end after the twist, in my mind, is just impossible. I mean, aside from the car accident, there was also threats of ruining certain people's lives.
Sure.
Like getting them like in legit trouble with like the law.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't see how you could forgive somebody for that.
Right.
But it was.
Yeah.
Because you need the happy ending, which was just, I don't know, unnecessary.
Yeah, it was unnecessary. Agreed. I mean, would something like this have played when we were young, do you think? But without this many
I could see this plot playing out, but I could also see when we were young, they would make the commitment.
Yeah, I agree.
And somebody at the end would be dead.
Yes.
Like once
somebody
you
would have
once
to be
you
sacrificed.
reach a certain, once you raise the stakes high enough, people need to die.
Sure.
As opposed to, I guess we're friends again. You know, it's it doesn't work that way.
Right.
You've said and done things that are unforgivable.
Right. And plus, you've gone down this road where someone could have potentially died in that car. And secondly, are teenagers forgiving? I don't remember.
No,
they're hard asses. Yeah. Okay. Let's wrap it up. Again, this is Netflix. Do Revenge, which is also such a strange Do Revenge. Is that proper grammar?
Who cares?
They actually have a whole scene about why that's proper grammar and why it isn't. So
from 2022, rated TV MA, not for little kids, maybe 13 and up. Yeah. 1 hour and 58 minutes. Yeah, it's not a short film. So if you're looking for something, I guess, popcorn fun.
Yeah.
Little dark comedy. This is it. And that's it from us. And we will bid you all a
good
night.
Good night.
Good night.